All right, Celebrity Josh here with Fraser Simpson from Tax Mechanic.
Whoa.
I drew your logo. Here, hold your logo, and then I'll hold my logo, and I'm Celebrity Josh. So there we go. This will be the thumbnail for the video. I'm thinking ahead this time. Very exciting. Okay. What are we going to talk about today? You'll notice the CN Tower in the background. Fraser's very good at designing the shot here. We're in Spaces, a co-work space. Last week it was Starbucks, so we're moving on up every week here.
We just moved in on Monday,
okay.
Josh. So we've taken over a couple of spaces downstairs, and we're going to have actually a get-together meeting downstairs here. It's on the 7th floor with influencers. In the next week or two, we'll have more about that in the coming weeks, and look forward to dealing with the entrepreneurs in the neighborhood.
Sweet. Entrepreneurs, influencers. I'm just inspired being here, and I'm always inspired by you. What are we talking about today?
We're going to talk about something very interesting, the budget 2019, the federal budget.
Canada, just so if somebody's watching this
Canada.
somewhere else, this is what we're talking about.
So I'm just going to go over some of the highlights here. They've come out with support for skills training, $250 per year. That's not going to help anybody.
Why not? Just because it's not, nothing costs that cheap?
$250, that's basically our bar tab. How's that going to help you in skills training?
Could I use that for like an online course if I take something on like one of those sites or something?
You can use it for anything for training to enhance your skills. So it's not bad. It's better than not having $250, I guess. But it really doesn't put a dent in our shortage for skills in Ontario.
Right.
Now there's the support for home ownership. That's not bad. They've allowed you to use $35,000 from your RSPs for the home buyers plan. That's not bad. As we've got in Toronto, quite the housing shortage and that, and it's hard for people to come up with the down payments for these these expensive condos.
Can I mention one thing I heard? Just in terms of this, I was listening to like a real estate podcast, and I think they were saying, or somewhere I read that this particular thing doesn't really affect Toronto because the places are so expensive here, and like the limit is up to 400,000 or something like that, isn't it?
Yeah, it really doesn't help you in Toronto, but it increases the amount that you can use from your RSP.
Right.
But if you're buying $1 million condo, $10,000 increase does not help you very much.
Right. Okay, cool.
So the next one is there's support for Canadian journalism. There's not much there. Employee stock options. The government plans to apply $200,000 annual cap on stock option grants. That would affect anybody that's in that realm, executives and that. But if you have an issue about that, just give me a call. And now the good stuff is really, as usual, attached at the end of the budget. They call it improving tax administration. What they're doing is they're going after money launderers and the house flipping in Toronto and Vancouver. As many people have anticipated, foreign ownership is a lot more than what the government was telling us before. In fact, they're saying it's as high as a third. So they're going after these people now, and what they're going to do is they're going to get you on the tax returns. And you're supposed to put on your tax return if you have rental property. If you don't, it's actually a criminal offense. So if you've been flipping condos in Toronto or Vancouver, you can come clean through the voluntary disclosure program. Give me a call. One call and it's done, and you're protected against any penalties. But if you let them come to you, they'll enforce the penalties, and you'll be in. For some people, you'll be prosecuted. So it's not worth the risk. Give me a call if you're in that situation. Now, the very last part of it is improving tax compliance. Sounds like, something that most people wouldn't be that interested in. But if you look at the numbers, budget proposes to provide the CRA with $50 million over 5 years to enhance its ability to detect and pursue complex real estate transactions. Essentially what they're doing is they're giving them more enforcement power. And they're going to be going after delinquent taxpayers, tax flippers, and anybody who's not reporting all their tax. So with artificial intelligence, $50 million, they're taking this seriously. So I really try to encourage people, if you're behind on your taxes or you have unreported income, give me a call. If not, call somebody else, but get it dealt with before they get in touch with you, because they're making examples out of people once they do get in touch with you. And if you flip the note, especially the condo flipping, they're really cracking down on that, because that's what is keeping the prices so high. So they want to try and stop that, get the prices down so that normal Canadians can buy and have some place to live that's affordable, instead of paying all their money towards rent and mortgage interest.
What does the condo flipping mean exactly? Like they're buying it and they're pretending they lived here but they didn't, or?
Exactly. Like, for example, Chinese, and this is well known. I mean, Chinese investors come over. They have what they call conduits, and they'll go in, like they'll hire somebody, say like me, and go and say, hey, go buy 20 condos. They'll pay and give me the cash. I'll go buy it for cash, and then they just sit on them. And so they wait for the prices to go up, and it's basically investing. So it's doing two things for them. It's protecting the money from China, because they've got communist government, and they feel like they're going to lose their money at some point. So they want to get it out of the country, and then they want it in something that's going to be stable. Real estate's the best thing, and it's non-traceable. Now, what the government's doing is they're going to go after these cash transactions and the reporting on these condos. So they're going to say, who's the beneficial owner of the condo? And then they're going to, so you have to then report. If you're not in the country, then you've got, higher taxes, and that will stop that will stop the foreign investing. And once that happens, prices will come down. And that's what the government is mandating to do, and they're serious about it. $50 million over 5 years, on top of the $500 million that they've invested over the past 20 years. So they've got sophisticated systems. They're putting a stop to this. So I think obviously if you're in that situation, take note and report.
If you're a multi-millionaire Chinese investor secretly buying condos in Toronto and you're watching this, even though YouTube is banned in China, don't do that. Call him.
Right.
But also, if you're the government watching this, Canadian government, if you could just wait until I sell my condo so that prices stay high, and then do whatever you want, and then maybe I'll buy it back for like 1/10 the price later. Okay, that's good. All right.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to dampen your parade there for selling your condo.
That's all right. I'll get rid of it tomorrow. If anybody wants it, buy it right now, please. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's it. The federal budget, it's interesting. They make you see how they lead things. They lead things with support for skills training. Sounds good, but $250 a year, and then at the back of it they put $50 million in enforcement. I mean, I think that should be the lead. And so really, what are they saying? They're saying, you know what, we're going after you guys aggressively. And that story.
I like it when women say that to me, but that's very rare. Nobody's.
Well, that's Celebrity Josh. If you're interested, women.
Single, amazingly. I know you can't believe it.
Yeah. So yes, like I said, Revenue Canada's taking this seriously, throwing the money at it, and I've noticed too that their techniques in that. Their one Revenue Canada auditor just the other day. Was with a franchise. I can say actually the Firkin, the Firkin restaurants.
The Firkin restaurants.
Firkin. Yeah. So the head office was approached by Revenue Canada to provide royalties on a number of restaurants. So they went back to the restaurants and audited them, knowing the revenue numbers. This is the type of tools that they have, and the restaurants, some of the owners came to me and said, asked them to help them out, and they gave me revenue numbers. I said, you can't give me those, the revenue numbers got to be the ones that they have. So with the technology and everything, you can't, it's hard to hide numbers, hard to stay away from people. They're going to catch you at some point.
All right, so I'm going to try to keep this under 10 minutes so we can upload it directly to LinkedIn. But the summary is, don't screw around. It's not worth it. Make your money legitimately. I'm sure you've got tips on how to make money. Take a course. You get $250 back. And if you want to just come clean and, not have to deal with this stuff, go to taxmechanic.ca and tell them Celebrity Josh sent you, and you get an exclusive discount. You probably get a big kiss and a hug.
And a drink.
And a drink. All right, cool. See you next time.
See you.